Of course, there's still more Premier League action before we call the season a wrap. There's still a lot that could happen, and there's still a lot to play for some sides anyway. But speaking of sides that don't really have much to play for and literally just pride, Leicester City versus Ipswich is one of those games this weekend. And Victor, what kind of fixture can we expect when only pride is at stake?
I mean, it's probably either going to be like a bore 1-0 or 0-0, or it ends in a landslide for a team. But I'm thinking Ipswich here. I think both have obviously been very poor overall this season, but Ipswich seem to have a little bit more about them than the Foxes. I do hope we see one more Vardy goal at the King Power, but I do expect Ipswich to get at least a draw in this one.
Fair enough. We'll see. And moving on, Max, well, let's talk about a fixture that could strongly impact the top five race a great deal. Whoever wins this game has one leg, on the second position, and that's Newcastle or Arsenal rather taking on Newcastle at the Emirates. Obviously, if Newcastle beat Arsenal, they move into second place, and if Arsenal beat Newcastle, they solidify their position, at second ahead of the final round of fixtures. But who do you think comes out on top in this game?
Actually, if I had to pick a favorite in this game, I'll probably go with Newcastle because looking at Arsenal form, they didn't win a single game in last five. They also lost all three head-to-heads against Newcastle last time, while Newcastle are showing pretty good form at the moment. So I'd say that Newcastle are slightly favorites, but I'm expecting a draw here.
Okay, always going for the diplomatic answer, but yeah, we'll see.
Nah,
We'll see.
Newcastle win, mate.
We'll see how that one goes, anyways. And over to you, Victor. Brighton, will take on Liverpool at the Amex, and the fact that the bookmakers have priced Liverpool very high to win that game shows that they still believe maybe the hangover is in full swing. There was a picture of the Liverpool squad, in the pool, in midweek, showing that they are just living their best life at the moment. So the question is, are we expecting the hangover to continue, or will Liverpool, get back to their usual selves against Brighton?
I think Liverpool they are very limp at the moment. I'll be the first one to admit it since they won the title. Sure, they haven't exactly had easy games, Chelsea and Arsenal, but you would have expected a little bit more lead in their pencil, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't think Brighton are good enough to punish a team like Liverpool properly. Even Arsenal, like they went 2-0 down, they salvaged the draw, sure, but I don't think Brighton are winning this one. It should be at the very least a draw, but I'm thinking a Liverpool win. Not a parade, not a procession, but it should be a Liverpool win.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough. I was actually thinking in that direction to be fair. But yeah, just on a final note, Max, City were stunned, last week as Southampton held them to a stalemate. It was a draw that seemed more like a loss. But moving on, do you think Bournemouth can cause, City more problems, or will City just return to winning ways?
No. At this point of the season, I don't see Man City losing a single point actually. Also, they won all of the head to heads against Bournemouth at home, and they won 4 out of 5 last home games in Premier League. So, even for both teams, especially for Bournemouth, actually, this game is quite important, but I don't believe that City can drop a single point in this game.
Well, I mean, I would say I'll be able to say me and Victor did say the same thing last week. We don't see City dropping points in any way against Southampton, and look what happened at the end of the
We
day.
had
So I
them
guess
in the prediction show, we had them down to win on a handicap.
exactly, and they did not even score a single goal. So I guess we are just at the end of the day we are just going to have to wait and see. Not I even think if I'm to predict, I would say Bournemouth actually do have a chance to cause City problems. If I'm to predict anything, I would say Bournemouth do have a chance because I mean, compared to Southampton, Bournemouth will come out to play, and that
They
means they
can
have a
score,
chance to
but
score.
not taking a point.
Okay, we'll see. I
So
mean, they
beat
already,
yes, but City win. Okay.
yeah, I mean, they already beat City earlier in the season. Who's to say they can't do it again?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. So we are going to have to wait and see how that plays out. Personally speaking, I would love a story. The hater in me would love a story where City with their oil money do not make Champions League next season.
Oh
But
my.
we'll have to just wait and see how that works. Unfortunately, my hatred does not play the football, and the players are the ones playing. So we are going to have to wait and see how everything plays out, and we'll be sure to discuss all the best talking points as they happen.